Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News, and we have a great rage quitting happening today. Actually happened over the weekend. Tammy quits The Bachelor, and I don't mean rage in the sense that she was overcome with her emotions and this and that. No, she said what she needed to say. The show doesn't like to cast people's stories that look like her, and she's done with them. She says her contract's ending in April, and that's it. No more live tweeting, no more promoting the show. The show sucks. It's almost like when you break up. Well, you know what? Let's watch what she had to say, and then we'll get into it. I'll follow me on Instagram at DNeals right down there. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Double check. Just make sure you're subscribed. If you're not, hit the subscribe button. You know, a lot of times, probably 20% of you guys actually get unsubscribed without even knowing. So just resubscribe. It's a glitch that happens on YouTube. So, all right, let's get into it. Tammy's latest story. Her last post caption was, "On to better things that were meant for me. Rejection is God's redirection." Let's see how she got rejected and what she's going to do about it.
Also, I wanted to address my last post. I'm done with this franchise, and my contract is up in April, and I'm never looking back. If you're not their favorite, and it's very clear, you are treated like secondhand up, and they don't care about you or your value or your worth. So they are just a network that is so light years behind the times. And this is why the ratings are tanking. This is why all the new contestants don't have as many followers. Like the Netflix shows. I mean, look at Love is Blind. They've broadcasted so many different types of people, different backgrounds, and they just know what's going on because that's the modern day life. I don't think that this franchise will ever get there, unfortunately. And I love you guys. I'm happy to have met you through this experience, but it's time for me to move on and on to bigger and better things. And that's all I'll say for now.
All she'll say for now. Very interesting. I mean, when I first saw this, I goes, oh yeah, Tammy's talking about the franchise. No, she eviscerated them. She treated them like an ex-boyfriend. She's like, you know what? The new guy, Love is Blind, they get better followers. They deal with stories better. Your cooking sucked. You weren't even that good in bed. I faked it half the time. You know, I love it. What she said can apply to most employers. She said, they just don't care about you unless you're one of their favorites. And it's like any job. Jobs don't care about you, right? You're just a means to their ends, right? You're renting out your time, and if you stop performing to a level that pleases them, they'll either can you or they'll find you a replacement or they'll, whatever. And that's kind of how it works. Now, of course, the show has been accused, obviously, of not having enough diversity. It used to be that they would check off their token this or their token that, skin color this, personality type that, one of these guys, one of those girls, and that would be it. And then all the real love stories and edits would go to essentially a white crop. That's essentially how it worked out. And then people got sick and tired 10 seasons, 15 seasons saying, listen, you don't have a black lead. You don't have an Asian lead. You've got these like characters that aren't even real contenders. Or Rachel Lindsay says, you're casting black men, but you're not casting black men that date black women. And you have to understand it's more complex than just having like a pie chart where you say, oh, we gotta, we have this type and that type. And being inclusive isn't just about putting them on the show. It's about telling their story, handling it with care. Matt James' season was botched because they didn't have executive producers that looked like Matt James. They have one now that could tell his story delicately, not fall into the different tropes that exist, not fall into people that just So you've got Tammy and you have Serena and then you have Sarah from this past season, all sort of getting their sort of villain edit. Now, it doesn't mean that someone like Sarah wasn't manipulative or someone would get into a fight. They air that, absolutely. But whatever triggered Tammy's response here to rage quit, we don't know. Now, I know from my own personal sources that Bachelor in Paradise Season 8 invitations started rolling out this past week. So it might be that the show decided to invite 30 or so people to Bachelor in Paradise Season 8, the Ocho, this summer, and she wasn't on the list. Maybe she was promised that she would be on the list, or maybe she was supposed to host a podcast and was promised and then it fell through. Either way, her contract is up in 1 month, and she says, enough of it. I'm done. Love is Blind is better. And let's kick over to Love is Blind here. Here's Kyle from Love is Blind. I just watched this show over the weekend. Now, Love is Blind has a much larger international audience, so I'd have to see a breakdown of where his followers come from to really believe that Love is Blind is, quote, bigger. Your followers are only as good and your influence is only as good to companies that are selling to an international market. And that with that, I'm saying you might be worth more with 100,000 Instagram followers that are all based in Texas or in the United States in general than you would be if they were scattered about, because you might be promoting a product or service that is based in the U.S. So not to say that but I think overall it's better to have more followers than not if it comes to your livelihood and your influencership. So he's there at 181,000 followers. He's kind of like, what would you say, Kyle, if you've watched Love is Blind, he's probably like a top 5 person from this past season, whereas he was a main story, but he wasn't one of the biggest stories. And then we have Clayton, who's the lead of this season. There's Clayton, and he's got, let's go to his page, somewhere close. So the whole lead of the Bachelor franchise, which, it used to be that you would get about 100,000 followers. He's not even at 200,000 right now, versus the Caitlin Bristows that, if we look, are going to have, this is, Caitlin Bristow from the heyday of Bachelor, Bachelorette at 2 million followers. The Hannah Browns around the 2 million. So she's not wrong that Bachelor contestants are seeing a less growth in their Instagram market. And of course, this photo of Clayton Eckhart, it looks like he tried a new protein powder and has gas, right? He's like, what? I need to change my diet. He's looking back like, did I just do that? Did that noise come out of me? Yeah, he's a sexy guy. Look, he's got the jawline that could go, like he could be the front man in any war film, right? Doesn't he just look like he's got that marine structured face? All right, enough on that. So Tammy had a lot of tweets. She had a lot of tweets about this matter. Let's go back a few and see what she had to say. She said, rejection is redirection. Stop caring about people who pretend to care about you. I won't be live tweeting the show anymore. Quite frankly, because IDGAF anymore. That means I don't give a flip. Be careful.
Be careful who you bang.
Be careful who you bang, but be careful of who only cares about using you for their own gain. Now, the question is she speaking about The Bachelor or like specific producers that might have used them? We know that the Bachelor producers could be your friend, but just like any coworker, they're also kind of your boss. They will use you to get storylines that will further the drama that furthers their paychecks. That's just how it works. To think anything differently of them is pretty naive. I'm not saying she is naive. Whether they want it or not, this is the year for Asian people. What is better? What is coming is better than what is gone. A couple more. Gas prices are above $6. Well, not exactly. Gas prices in Los Angeles on average are right around $5. But there are places where they're over $6 a gallon. But that's disingenuous because that's not exactly where it's at. I'm just saying, some people are like, gas prices are $8 a gallon. Yeah, if you're buying like NASCAR jet fuel. All right, again, not to say it's right. So there she is. Those are her posts. And I'll read some of the comments that people have left. They say, hey, she's not wrong. Someone said, I'm curious what triggered the story. Something must have happened since she typically seems supportive of the show and is always live tweeting the episodes. One thought I had is maybe she wanted to do Family Feud. We know there were some members of Bachelor Nation that did Family Feud. Others are saying that's not enough to cut complete ties with the show. I personally think it's a getting snubbed for Bachelor in Paradise, which, when you go on Bachelor in Paradise, you stay relevant in the community, you continue to grow your social media, which is money in your pocket. I think this is about a TV show, because some people have said maybe it's about maybe it's about some sort of, podcast or whatever. But, podcasts can be a 6-figure income. Someone said she's not wrong about Asian representation at all. The fact that Charlene, Catherine, Abigail, and Serena P are the only positive examples of Asian representation that I can think of is ridiculous. That said, I can't see her being a serious contender for Bachelorette or a spot on a podcast, which leaves Family Feud, and even that seems like a stretch. I wonder if she wanted to go back to Paradise and was told no, would she find out this early? And like I said, my thoughts are is that she would find out this early because they are starting to invite people. So she might say, oh, geez, they're inviting so-and-so over me. You got to be kidding me. Anyway, in a different complete story altogether, stick with me here. We've got a friend of our community selling jewelry to benefit a church in Ukraine that is helping with the relief efforts as they are in a war with Russia. Hola, my name is Griselda. Hello, Griselda. How are you? She's a good friend of ours and has these beautiful flowers she's selling from her website. They've raised over $600. Why don't we hit 1,000? Let's get that up to 1,000. All you got to do is buy some of these earrings, and she's going to be donating the money directly to the cause. I'll post a link below, and then you can post your earrings, and it'll be a reminder of all of all the love that exists in the world as we try to overcome all of the hate that is out there. And boy, is there some hate out there. But let me tell you something. Love trumps all, folks. So keep sharing that positive energy. Tammy, if The Bachelor as your employer isn't working for you, Leap in the Net will appear. Get out of there. You'll do fine without them. Hey, maybe go on Love is Blind. Why not? All right, folks, we'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Live streams before and after tonight and tomorrow nights and next Mondays and next Tuesdays episodes. We'll see you guys at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. East Coast for tonight's pre-episode live stream. Bye, everybody.